Hello and welcome back to Indiana. Hopefully the picture's a bit better. I had some issues. I was using a razor ripsaw and it just kept dropping out, not working. The picture got all blurry, so I went out and bought a HD60X by Elgato, and on my end the picture is heaps better, so hopefully it's the same. It was really crappy, but now it's crystal clear even on my older TV. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, I guess. A bit expensive, but I probably should have bought that one first before the razor ripsaw, but they weren't in stock at the time, unfortunately. Just selling off some silage this morning, get a bit extra coin in the bank. There is a contract work for some cotton, about $2,500. It's not a very big field, but it's just a bit of work that we can stash a bit of extra cash in the bank, I guess you could say. It's a big difference. I'm playing on a different level. Normally on easy you'd get about 7 grand for that. Alright, let's get up and get into this harvester. Got lots of lights cracking on this thing. Where's the starter? Here. Try and run along this back edge so that way we don't have to interfere with any cars. Hopefully we get to make a little bit of cash out of the excess, but sometimes with these ones you end up with like heaps of cotton left in the harvester and you can't get it out, so I'm not sure how many bales they are expecting, but we'll make sure we try and get every single piece of it to make it worth our while and theirs. Haven't driven one of these things for ages. I'd love to do cotton more in the game, but it costs so much to buy the harvester, and there's no like, well, on console I haven't seen any, but there's no like tow behind cotton harvesters or anything more old school, so it sort of makes it a bit of a hard one to do. Hopefully, I think if we sell some more silage today, maybe we'll get ourselves a field put in. Get that sorted out and start working our way up. What did we say we need? About 30 or 40 grand for a harvester, I think it was. I can't remember. We'll have to have a look when it comes time. I think it's about 6 grand for a decent seeder, so we'll have to sort all that out, get some seed in the ground, and yeah, with the silage that we've got we should be able to buy the equipment that we need. Yeah, I think if we can get ourselves a seeder and a roller for under 10 grand, it'll be worth it. Especially, I mean, it's coming into winter too, so you sort of will have to see what we can put in the ground. Oh, I missed a fair bit there, so we better get that just to cover our backsides. Get this thing straightened down here, and we'll see what we can, what's available at this time of the year. We can put some wheat in. I mean, that could come in handy. Everyone needs wheat. And if it's not a very good sale price, we can always get ourselves some chickens. Don't leave much room here before they got the big drain. You wouldn't want to back a $400,000 harvester down into that thing, I can tell you right now. Complete. Well, that sounds good. I might finish this header run and then we'll maybe we'll jump into a bit of a time lapse, or we'll just get it sorted and saves you the back and forwards hassle. Field's actually a bit bigger than I thought it is, but it's still going to be good. Alright, let's get onto it. Right. Oops, missed a little bit there. We'll have to come back for that. I knew it was too good to be true that we'd get it all in one run. Never works out that way. But yeah, it looks like we got one full roll over there. I'm not sure if it's going to let us dump the excess stuff. So, you know, it's not even worthwhile doing this if we can't. But we'll see. I thought we would have got probably 2 out of this field, but yeah, the yield mustn't be good, not fertilized or something. Another little piece, another piece there, another piece at the back that we missed over that side, so we'll see. I don't think like I said, I'm not going to get enough to fill up a second full roll, but we'll see how we go. Gotta finish the job properly. A little bit there, and another bit where we first started, and I think that's it. That's everything. Pick it up, dump it off, good to go. I don't think that's going to let us empty that last bit out, is it? That sucks. Doesn't allow all the full field and we can't empty it, so it is what it is. Farmer gets a little bit extra there for next time. Open this beast up. The old Volvo from Silver Run Forest. So where's this got to go to? Spinnery. Where's that at? Get this dropped off. Where's it at on the map? So we don't go the long way. Oh, that'd be right. All the way up the other side. Alright. Let's get this up there. And we'll see you when we're dropping it off. Alright, here we are. Oh, might have cut that a bit too close. No. Hopefully it gets it around the right spot. Oh, it's not going to let us end the contract. No. That sucks. Had this issue once before on this map. That is a downer. Can't do anything about that. I have to cancel it. That is poopy. What can you do though, right? Right, what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna get ourselves a plough. And we'll tear this up out the back here. Get some seed in the ground at least. And then we'll go back to the cabin and drown our sorrows with a beer. Because that sucks. That was a waste of my wasted like 40 minutes real time just to get nothing. Pain in the booty. Alright, let's see what we can get in here. Nothing that'd be cool, but that's only well, we don't have that much horsepower anyway, so that's not good enough for us. I was looking at one of these subsoilers. This one is 10 grand. I think we'll go this one. Cost any money to change a colour? $400. I think we'll change the colour later if we decide to keep it. Don't want to waste $400 on that. It looks like you can actually add things to the back of it too. There's like a 3-point on there. Well, that's the main thing. It's high enough to get off the ground. And what about cedars? What do we got that's going to suit us? I've gotten past them. They're up here. What's that thing? 1.8 meters. That thing's 4.3. Holds a fair few liters, that thing. I'm sort of thinking that'd be good. It doesn't hold much though, does it? Like 1.8 meters. I don't know if it's going to hold enough seed. That's the problem. If it held 200 or 300 liters, it'd be awesome. Like this thing's probably going to be the best. Transport wheels, I'm not sure if we need them. But I'm thinking 12 grand, that's probably going to suit us pretty well. And it holds a lot. All of our silage money is getting spent fast. Let's get ourselves some seeds and some fertilizer. Seed ones, mixed ration. Alright, we're back down to pretty much what we started with before. Let's get this loaded up. So that's done and they're out of the weather in case it rains. Okay, I thought it was going to take a fair bit more of that than that, but anyways. Right, wicked. Alright, we'll just drop that there. Well, way too much. I thought it was going to hold 2,000 litres of each, but it doesn't. Get this over to the farm and let's tear up the plot. I'm not sure whether we should do both of our fields. We've got that whole big area right in front of our cabin that we could probably throw seed in. Right, we've got all that area there. I'm just not sure whether we keep that for now and just I know we need to get cash for a harvester, so that's why I'm sort of maybe we do silage in that yet, because I'm not really That contract sort of made me feel a little bit like not being able to finish that sucks. To be honest, it sucks. Alright, let's see how this goes. Try and keep it straight if we can. Easier said than done. Like that bit there, that's annoying. Dug it down nice and fresh, which is good. I mean, this isn't going to be a huge money earner, but it's a start, you know, like, we've got to start somewhere and we've got to start getting seeds in the ground, otherwise it's, we can keep working for other people and doing contracts, but the whole idea is to, you know, build our own farm, get our own land and some nice big machines and have a blast. So I'll make sure this is straightish. I don't think it's going to be such a bad sized field. I mean, we could probably also remove some of this fence. To be honest, like, do we need that road through the middle? Because we could just plough that up. Wouldn't be a huge loss in all honesty. Going to be a decent size. I hope we'll be able to make some cash off this. Like I said, not a whole lot, but the gear we have isn't really expensive. What have we spent? $20,000 on seeder and a plough, so that's going to be a bit of a downside having that like that, but unfortunately we can't remove that piece of fence because it's not ours. Wrong button, silly. Yes, unfortunately that land's not ours, so you know it might be a little bit of an issue with a harvester, especially if it's we'll just have to try and make it so we don't come right up against that fence line. But yeah, it's going to be fun, going to be good. Breaking ground for the first time on our own farm. I'm tempted to rip that up there in front of us as well, but I'm like, if we can get one more batch of grass off that, I think that's in our best interest for now. Just like I said, I've lost faith in the contracts. I have played this map before when it first came out, and I did have some issues with some of the contracts not finishing, and some of them weren't bad because you could go and buy a pallet of seed, sorry, a pallet of, you know, spend a couple of $1,000s and buy a pallet of wheat and sell that at the sell point that it was meant to go to, and you can get your money back. But there's no way I'm going to buy 3,000 litres of cotton for, I don't know, more. I mean, we're only going to get $2,000 for the contract. We would have spent more on that than on the cotton. I don't mind it, you know, if it's a $10,000 contract and we've got to spend $1,000 to finish it off, like that's something I'm not too fussed about. But I'm not going to spend $3,000 on something when we're only going to get $2,000 for the contract. It's not cool. Oh, I might get the rest of this done, and then we'll come back at you when we get that sorted, I reckon. Get this lined up, lock it down, and let's go. That's the last little bit just there. Plonk this up here, out of the way. See what mischief we can get up into next. We might just put this outside the shed here. I don't think it's going to fit And those little garage doors there. There we go. Go back and grab that cedar and then get some seed into the ground, I'd say. Oops, shortcut. Well, this thing looks huge on the back of this. Yeah, but luckily there's no gate down the bottom. Maybe we should get the transport wheels, because trying to transport this on the map if we buy land elsewhere, or even getting through them power poles, is going to be an issue. This poor sign loses it all the time. This wipes out every day. Should just stay down. Save everybody some cash. Alright, let's see if this is going to work. There we go. The best thing is this is powered by the wheels, so there's no huge power usage needed, because there's no PTO. There's some hydraulics on the front to lift it up and down, obviously. That's about it, so perfect for this little thing. I know there is another one that's a bit cheaper, but it's, I think it's 6 meters or 5 meters wide, so I figure this one will suit the machinery we have better and will allow us to get around the map, but it's still sort of a bit too big to get down some of the roads, I'd say. But we can always go back, hopefully, and modify it and put the transport wheels on the side, and then we're good to go with it. The best thing is it will fit into our property if we do plant up there behind us. So there's a big gap in the fence there. That's why I'm still sort of thinking maybe we should just plough the field up. Oh, this is going to suck if it gets stuck in there. And plough the road up in between it, so we got a little bit more area. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's going to be a bit of an issue around that fence line to get that harvested, but I think we're going to be fine with that. We'll just maybe do a couple of rows across the bottom here. Hopefully we can afford the harvester when it comes time. But I think in January, February is when these are going to be ready, so we're going to have to make sure we get some moolah in, otherwise this is going to wither. Unfortunately, we don't have the money to roll it, so it's not going to be a huge harvest, huge yield, but it's all we have at the moment. Have to try and do some more contracts that are, have to be a bit cautious, I guess, about what we do. Like I said, as soon as I picked up that harvester, I'm like, ah, this sucks, because you can't get it all out when it's empty. Or, like, you know, if it's only a half roll, some of the cotton harvesters you can, but that one you couldn't, so wasn't a whole lot we could do about that. Luckily this thing's got the big tyres on it, because it's made it a bit more stable on the dirt, which is good. We'll get this all knocked out and then, yeah, just live and learn. There is a couple of contracts there for harvesting and for ploughing, cultivating, so we could probably knock over some of them, knowing that we, you know, the cultivating ones and the weeding ones and those sorts of ones aren't going to be an issue for us, because there's no product at the end that's got to be given up or sold. Hasn't used a whole lot of fertilizer, which is good. It's only used about 15% so far of the seed as well, so we could probably do this field and the field up in there with one refill of seed, so we probably overspent buying the fertilizer and the seed, but you know, that I missed a big patch there. We're gonna have to fix that. Yeah, we're always going to use it. We do have to spread fertilizer on this at some point, so we'll definitely use the fertilizer and a fertilizer spreader instead. I've never used this one, it's a modded one, so hopefully there's no issues with it. I have used some prior that were modded, and you know, you wake up the next morning and there's nothing growing. It says it's there, but it's just not growing. Alright, let's lift that up. We'll park this away in the shed. Not in the shed, but up here on the property. Without the transport wheels, this definitely won't fit into our little garage, which is a bummer, because it's cool. If that middle row there didn't have doors, like a pole in the middle, we would be laughing. Thing parked in here, hopefully it won't be in the way. And that is us for the day. Thank you for watching. Hope you're all safe and well, and see you on the next one.